beautiful fall, Yurchenko full, and she had a lot of height on that. She actually, there's Brenna Brooks. She started coaching, a recent grad from Washington, but you could see Lily completely over Brenna, which was amazing.
UCLA on the bars, just 29. They average 49. They've gone as high as 49.275. And they only have one gymnast in the top 10, and that'd be Harris. Shea Campbell, first up.
And she really just sets the tone for the rest of the lineup because she is so solid and consistent. There's a beautiful Maloney directly connected to a bail, and she has a rather difficult dismount. It's a blind landing, double front.
Yeah, you don't see the floor until the very end, right?
It's scary. I didn't really like front skills. And this is actually one of the few times where I haven't seen her stick. So she just had a little hop back. But yeah, when it comes to blind landings, you really have to almost anticipate the ground a little bit, which is why air awareness is really important.
Well, the score on Tubbs was a bit modest, I thought, at 9.75. I thought it deserved better than that, but I'm not a judge. My numbers don't count. Emily Ennis, usually in the lead-off or anchor spot on this event, had a 9.875 in Vegas a couple weeks ago.
That was up. Yeah. Yurchenko full, but very dynamic. You saw that she pushed off the horse, and the twist kind of happens rather later, which was really cool to see. You rarely see that. Usually it kind of happens throughout the flip.
Campbell 9.85, and for the first time today, here's Alex Irvine. And for Irvine, I think this might be her collegiate debut.
Yes.
Roseville, California. Could get back to the bar.
That was a huge pike Jaeger. But just a little too far from the bar, so.
Former NorCal State champion on the vault. She was also second on the bars and third in the all-around. That was a couple of years ago. Now she's got to get back on it. And the Bruins student section picking her up. This is all part of the learning process for freshmen.
Yeah.
Got to finish it.
Half in, half out dismount. I think I talked about anticipation a little bit, but I think she tried to anticipate the floor and really go for that stick, and that's kind of when I think you mentioned before, kind of doing too much rather than pulling it back. I think she was still thinking about that fall, so she was hoping to make it a perfect finish.
Score's going the wrong way here for Washington. 9.75 for Tubbs, 9.725 for Ennis. Lana Navarro. Better. She's usually right around 9.8, maybe a touch above. I've done a lot of 9.8s on this event last year.
Yeah, this was a really great vault. Again, very dynamic. She stays open the entire time. Really, it was just that hop back. Good form.
Navarro also a member of the Pac-12 preseason watch list. Yeah, there are questions about Washington because of their youth, but every now and then freshmen pop early. Others need a bit more nuance, and you wait for them to develop naturally until they're upperclassmen and become team leaders. There's a lot of potential in that group. Back to the bars where once again UCLA has already burned their mulligan. Campbell had a 9.85, and remember Irvine fell, so they're just working on the number. And then Caitlin Rosen is in the 3 spot. The judge is now going to confirm. Meantime, Rosen has to kind of stay in the zone. Some gymnasts will walk away, come back and reset. Others just stay there. This is good coaching. See, Janelle goes out, takes her mind off it, brings a couple of people out, relax for a minute. You know, you want to go out of the zone and then come back into the zone. It's too long to stand there by yourself.
Exactly, I think. It depends on the gymnast. Some gymnasts like to be left alone, but I think it's nice not focusing too hard on the routine, especially when you have to wait a really, really long time.
Rosen career high 9.9. The other two are 9.8s. And I know you're thinking, well, what difference does it make? They're going to drop that score anyway. Well, we don't know that they're going to drop it yet.
This is true, yeah. So it's important that the judges see eye to eye.
They finally got Alex Irvine in there at 8.125. Of course, UCLA wants to drop it, so they go back to work. Rosen's got to reset everything right here. This is a tough spot for her.
Just beautiful form on this event. Great handstands. Very fluid, which is an attest to her elite background. Double layout.
There you go.
Nailed it.
You know, that won't be the highest scoring performance of the day for UCLA, but I think it's going to be one of the most important. Because after Irvine falls, a disappointment for the freshman, everyone pulling, then the delay, and then Rosen's got to go up there and come through. All 9.7 so far for Washington on the vault. Once again, here's Lynn. Lynn had a 9.75 on bars in the first rotation. Coming off a 9.825 on this event against Cal last week at home.
Big hop back, so that's going to be a significant deduction. But again, really good in the air. She gets a lot of distance. So I think what Washington needs to do is just to dial in on those landings so they can get closer to those 9.9 scores that they'll need.
Deep in the board.
A little bit of leg separation as well.
Brenner Brooks, right side of your screen, was a gymnast at Washington last year and now part of the coaching staff. And there's Jen Llewellyn. Back in the day when she was a gymnast at Oregon State. Jen Kessler, of course. Led the Gym Dogs to their first regional final in 7 years. She's taken to the regionals the last 2 seasons. Rosen, 9.875. And here comes Emma Malabuyo. Got a 9.9 in Denver. This place loves her. She's a leader on this team. Look at her teammates.
She really fought for that transition. She caught the bar really close on her pack salto.
This back comes right at the student section. I think they like it.
Yeah, that was really good. That was a good fight too, because that pack salto was looking really close and she could have easily come off the bar or stopped the routine.
Emma's one of those athletes. She's got that infectious personality, the energy, the enthusiasm. You just want to go for the ride with her, so when she steps up, the crowd gets excited. And when do you see her later on beam? Still, no one has reached 9.8 for Washington. And this is the position I talked about with Skylar Kilholm-Wilhelm. Sometimes she looks up and she says, I got to come up with a huge score. And so she presses. She needs to just do her thing. There you go.
There it is. Exactly what they needed. That will most definitely be over a 9.8 and a score that they need.
You know, she is the tentpole for this lineup, for this team. If they're going to do well, she's going to have a big night.
Yeah, her legs are squeezed together the entire time. She knew exactly where the floor was. This was an amazing vault. She even flares out, puts her arms out to the side to prepare for the landing as well, so that'll be a really, really good score.
Jeffrey Lansing had to wait. He was the last one to get a hug. 9.85 for Malabuyo, and here comes Marzetta Frazier. A big moment for her. She dominates, a former Pac-12 champion on this, but coming off a disappointing performance last week.
Yeah. But like I mentioned before, when a mistake comes from an upperclassman, you know, it's just maybe a little uncharacteristic, but nothing that really pings that they need to worry about. She's a very dynamic swinger, very aggressive. I love watching her tap before her dismount. She really just winds it up, double layout floating.
She's gone 9.875 this year. a little hop on the landing. Other than that, it was a pretty clean routine. She's so powerful. Her swings on the dismount. She just makes that bar bend and then launches. Skylar Kilhall will have 9.875. That's a big score, and they needed it. And now Emma Schrady. Schrady, a sophomore from Truckee, California, up near Lake Tahoe. 9.725 twice this year, needs better. Oh, came up just short. She went for it.
She did go for it, yeah. It seemed like she crunched on the table a little bit, so she wasn't able to push off the horse like she needed to get that rotation.
Yeah, it's a block there and pop. So for Washington, he started with the 4 scores below 9.8, then Skylar Kilhall went 9.875, and now they're waiting for the number on Schrady, but probably will drop it. Anytime for UCLA, they want to put a line through Irvine's 8-1, and who better to do that than Selena Harris?
The perfect person to do it.
Harris on the bars. Well, last year, all 14 of her bar scores were 9.85 or better. She went 9.975 at the Wasatch Classic last year. This year, she's already got 9.95 at Las Vegas. 7-time All-American across all 5 events, counting the all-around, and Mark Frazier doing the upperclassman thing. And Mars has been here now for 6 years, going over to the sophomore, giving her that one last thing to remember. And she goes to work.
She is exceptional on this event. Not afraid to go for those handstands. Yep. Just like that. Huge ray above the bar. Again with the handstand. That way the judges can't question it. Again, so good.
Come on. It was there. It was there.
I also really want to emphasize how hard it is to stop a full pirouette in handstand. Usually it kind of moves through the giant, but she did her full pirouette.
This is ridiculous.
Have a cup of coffee, yep. And that's exactly what the judges want to see. That was an exceptional routine. She's just showing off now. That's a lot of fun. Good rotation again for UCLA. We'll pile up the numbers. Tell you what the score is at halftime. Come on, Selena, have some fun. Enjoy yourself.